be able to do some simple analyses that can be done when it comes to technical analysis. Be able to do some simple analysis. Okay, so we are now already streaming live onto our YouTube channel. And today is a Wednesday. And being a Wednesday, it is basically a crypto day when it comes to the crypto ambassadors. It's usually a special day because after this training, we shall have, thank you so much, Mama. Good morning. Madame Doris Angel Great, Madame Doris Great, all the way from Netherlands. It is a privilege to have you always this morning with us here at the Crypto Ambassadors. I also respect the presence of my brother, my friend, Coach Mopiwa on the call. Thank you for joining. I want also to respect the presence of V3s on the call. V3s on the call, high respected. There are so many V3s on the call, high respected, protocol observed. V4s on the call, protocol observed. V4s on the call, highly parabolic with you guys on becoming multi-millionaires. If you're a V4, that's where your breakthrough is, okay? That's where your biggest breakthrough is. That's where your biggest breakthrough is. If you are a V4, yes, that's where your biggest breakthrough really is. And if you don't break out from there, then I don't know when. So if you're a V4, just know your breakthrough is there right now where you are at that specific rank. And I personally believe you could make it to the highest tones of this opportunity. Okay, so let's get started because we don't want to take much of anybody's time. From this call, we are going to have a second call. And the second call we are going to have is going to be done by my brother, my land friend, Coach Manish, all the way from India. They run a community called the Royal Q Academy. I'm proud of you guys. Coach Manish, Leader Rastoji, and Leader Sujata from Mumbai, and also the other side. I don't know whether my friend, I'll find out more, but I respect you. So we are going to be having a Zoom call, and this Zoom call is basically looking at trading Bitcoin and related cryptocurrencies. I'm also testing a strategy. I'm testing another strategy that I'm about to introduce. And it's basically a circle strategy. It's still under test mode. People who do not have time to do technical analysis, people who miss out on our signals, and I want to trade on a cycle. I'm testing a strategy, and the strategy goes to a minimum of $250 to $300 and above per coin. And there could be a few coins you could press on a cycle. If you could trade 5 of them, then you will be making some money. I'm testing the strategy. and if all goes as expected, the list of 10 coins that someone could press on the cycle will be out very soon, but the strategy is still in the test mode. And once the test mode is done, then I'll be able to share. I would love to start from this point before I go to technical analysis. If you haven't got yourself this stupid platform that could drastically give you some good rewards. When I was reading at this guy's platform yesterday on X, these guys on their Twitter account, they are giving an offer on Friday. They are giving an offer on Friday on their Twitter account because I see here they are saying 3 days left until the X Plus Moon whitelist opens. It will start on the 2nd of February, UTC +0, and a whitelist duration of 3 days. So you might miss out on a free token because of a simple task you have refused to do. And so, I will share the link for those who want to try. I'm not sure whether the project will work out or not, but since it sits in my phone and it doesn't eat any of my spaces, I would love to recommend so that on Friday, I don't know what they are planning to launch, but these are free tokens. And when I read it through, it feels like they will list this token in around May, June, July. I don't lose anything, me personally, when I register and the same time download this mini game file and then check my phone whenever it is necessary. I will not do tutorials or videos and put them onto my YouTube channel. It is something simple. I will not do. You tap on the link, then you put in the referral code. If it doesn't work out for you, I would say in short, ignore. You know, when it comes to making money, the certain gentleman said you must find a way, figure it out. I leave that. I will not do any video. I cannot do videos for these airdrops. They are small. I don't want to give them much of my time. But tap on the link, register, put in a referral code. It is something simple. I don't know why people have issues. Very, very simple. If it fails, ignore. That is the right message I have. I know someone may feel bad, but if it fails, Havera is saying, I've done it and it's delivering. I don't know whether the token will work out. I don't know whether it will be listed, but they say if they hit their airdrop giveaway, then they're going to list this token around the second quarter of this year. That is May, June, July. Okay, maybe you will have collected 10,000 tokens. You follow the instructions given. I may not go here to go into details. You are just supposed to tap on mine and follow what they are talking about it on the platform. The requirement is just to register for free. You don't pay anything. Let me leave that aside and get into my topic. Alex is saying, I'm shaking my phone for more tokens. Please do keep on shaking your phone. I don't know that it will work out, but sometimes I don't market airdrops or such projects unless I'm sure of the source. Okay. There are certain sources that once it gives me a project, I'm sure of the project. Okay. The person who gave me this project is a very creditable person. If we are to group people in cryptocurrency in Uganda, the guy who gave me this project could be number 2 in Uganda, according to my analysis. It is a personal analysis. Could be number 2, not number 1, but number 2. And I trust him so much. He's a guy who introduced me to Binance some good time ago. And he owns a very big company of cryptocurrency education here in Uganda. I trust him so much. I will not say his name on this call, but once he talks about something, I basically have no other say about it. He's a trustworthy guy. I've been with him for some long time. We have done partnerships together at different crypto projects here in Uganda that maybe we may not be able to talk about here, but we are running in the country. So I really trust him so much. And I believe it's a good project. So I'm not sure whether it works out or not, but I believe nobody loses anything. Yes, we mine the token. Okay, so let's get into our lesson for today. And we are now moving more forward than ever before. But usually, when I come here, I would love to start from somewhere before I introduce my indicator, because the indicator will take very few minutes. I will not go back what I said yesterday, but on the 4 points of making money from trading, I stopped on 2 points yesterday. I would like to introduce the 3rd point, the 4th point, and then go to my indicator for today. And the indicator that I'm going to discuss today is still a trend indicator, an indicator that indicates the direction of the market. And so I'll clear my, okay, here is my screen. I believe that the coin I have here is WRX, very good cryptocurrency. And as a trader, before you do anything, is to come here. I'll use a parallel channel. Press it at this lowest point. Stretch it to make sure I get 2 to 3 points. Stretch it to the highest highs there. And there I go with my parallel channel. If you can do what I have done, give me one in the chat. And I'm seated on a time frame. If you can do what I have done, give me one in the chat. If you can do what I have done, give me one in the chat. These are things we have looked at. If you can do what I have done in my screen, give me one in the chat. It's a very important drawing tool that anybody who's interested in trading must skill themselves to drawing and having a parallel channel in technical analysis unavoidable. And so here, what I'm basically looking at, I'm just basically trying to monitor this trade to find out whether if this candle will close above here. And once it does, this will be a support and this will be a resistance. I still go ahead because this could be a diagonal support. I still go ahead and look back in the past, but I'll start from here because remember, after you have drawn support and resistance, to find out the trend of the market, At the same time, you need to, because you need to define a trend clearly by what we could call horizontal support and resistance. And you could see the important areas where the market was resisted and where the market was supported effectively. And also you need to look at those points. But yesterday, we talked about you making sure that you develop a confluence by adding up some few indicators. And yesterday, we looked at an indicator by the names of A, B, C, D, V1. A, B, C, D, V1. Okay, we looked at an indicator A, B, C, D, V1. I don't know why my screen is not responding, but I will try. Okay, it is there. And then you tap on it once, and this indicator sits on your screen. The indicator, basically, you tap on it, then you tap on the setting icon, and you make sure that you tick the show of the patterns, you tick show higher highs and lower lows, then you tick show zigzag. Then the indicator will display as it has done. So after doing that, you could save as default so that it doesn't change, and then you press OK. And basically, ladies and gentlemen, the indicator will appear like you see here on the screen. And we were able to describe and say, we went ahead and said that the market has three trends. It has an uptrend, which is a mixture of the market making points like higher highs, then it forms what we call high lows, and then it forms higher highs, then it forms higher lows, then it forms higher highs. And we said that to trade this very well, you enter from a higher low and get out at a previous higher high. If you see the market forming those points continuously. And we also made a point and said that sometimes on a downtrend, I'll change my color. Sometimes on a downtrend, the market or this indicator will give you points of lower lows, lower highs, lower lows. It will be something like here, lower highs, then lower lows, then lower highs. And we said that you could join from a lower low and get out at a previous lower high. Then we say that market is showing you direction of a downward trend. Then we talked about a ranging market. A market that doesn't show direction is a mixture. Like you could see here, this is a lower low. This is a lower high. Then from a lower high, we have a higher low. Then we have a lower high. Then we have a higher low. Then we have a higher high. Then we have a higher low. Then we have a lower low. If you basically look at this mixture does not show direction of the market. And the reason why we are following the zigzag, see someone writing something in the chat. Someone asking me. Just wait. You know, there are two kinds of people. There are people who have just joined the business. But there are also people who are not consistent. I don't know if I'm right. There are two kinds. There are people who are new, and this is their first time to be here. But there are also people who are not consistent. What I will say is, I may not go back to what I have handled in the past, simply because good morning. Why do you come in my office? No, you're going to go back. When I finish teaching, wagaranyo. Uyagana kusoma tunamu. No, okay. Okay, what you want. Oh, sorry for that, guys. Okay, so if there is a mixture of lower lows and lower highs, higher lows and higher highs, like you see, the market doesn't give you direction. But also at the same time, we are putting in the zigzag because the zigzag forms important areas of reversal. That's why you see we are not, the zigzag helps us to skip these areas. Because when I tell someone that after you have confirmed that this coin is on a downtrend, enter from a lower low and get out from a previous lower high. It is important that on your mind, because indicators are never perfect. That's the most important one. That's why before we introduce indicators, we teach support and resistance. That's why we teach charts. That there must be a personal interpretation of the chart before indicators come in. If you cannot read the chart first, if you cannot draw trend lines first, then trust me, the indicator will never give you what you are looking for. The indicator just helps you to confirm. Like, for example, if you see this, if you see, I drew this parallel channel before putting the indicator. Now, when I press the indicator and I see my parallel channel sitting at such a point below, sitting at such a point above, sitting at such a point below, and sitting at such point above, I confirm that I have drawn a good parallel channel. Give me one in the chat if that makes sense to you. Give me one in the chat if that makes sense to you. So, someone is saying, I'm seeing the stars. This is just an indicator. You don't draw them, you don't put it in the script. Just be consistent unless you are new. You'll go, if you are using your phone, tap on the plus sign, tap on indicators, come here on indicators, and then come on technical. But our previous classes explain this. Come here on indicators, then come on technical. Come on technical here, write in the name of the indicator. It's A, B, C, D, V1. That's all you need to do. Okay. That's all you need to do. So then you tap on the indicator. There is an eye that hides it. Then it comes back. There is setting. You tap on settings, tick show patterns, tick show HHL, and tick zigzag. You tap down here, save as default. Then you press OK. That's all you have to do. Now today, this coin is still in a sideways market, and it is in the 4-hour time frame. So I could still go back to lower time frames and find out whether the market is still respecting my parallel channel. All I go to 30 minutes, since I do it in in 1 hour. And I try to see if there could be an opportunity for me to enter this coin, because I'm looking at an area where these candles close above this downline, which is my support, and looking at this middle part as my resistance. Here. Support, resistance. But I will still go ahead and draw mean supports and mean resistance in between to make a quick exit from the market. Now, let's now go to a second indicator that I would love to discuss. And this indicator, I'll come here on technical, and the indicator is called pivot points. Bye. Bye. Love you. So the indicator is called pivot point standard. It is here. Pivot points standard. Okay. Pivot points standard. Then you tap on it once, and basically it will get into your screen. Make sure you tap on the indicator once. You see, when you tap on the indicator more than once, the indicator might appear in your screen more than once. So I'll remove one so that I could remain with only one. Okay. Now, I'm going to remove this parallel channel. I'm going to remove this parallel channel. Now, let's go to this indicator. The indicator is called pivot point standard, but once it appears on your screen, you can see that it comes with a name traditional auto. So let me also first close this other indicator. I'll just tap on the eye. So you tap on the indicator, the eye will disappear. And so if I squeeze this indicator very well for everybody to see, you will discover that this aligns. And this line is a predictor. This indicator is a predictor. What is to predict? It will draw present areas where the market can be supported and present areas where the market can be resisted, but also go ahead and draw future areas where the market can be supported and future areas where the market can be resisted. So it predicts the market. And it is called a trend, or what we call a trend indicator, an indicator that indicates the direction of the market. And it is basically to help you, if you cannot draw support and resistance, to see where the market is being respected, particularly in those areas. And so it has resistance up to 5 and it has support up to 5. And at every line, there is a price figure. At every line, there is a price figure, which could be used as a preset price. What is a preset price? A preset price is usually a price lower than the current price. A preset price is usually a price lower than the current price. Just a minute. I have a notification. Just a minute. Could you check your charts, guys? Could you check your charts, guys? The leaders first. Vitus and above. I'm done. The Ugandan community. I'm done. The crypto ambassador 1 and 2. I'm done. Crypto ambassador 3. Crypto ambassador 3. Just a minute. Crypto ambassador 3. I'm done. So I'll give in 2 minutes. I believe you are done. Okay. Now, this indicator is basically, we are going to reduce on these supports and resistance so that we don't fill our screen with too much things. So we are going to tap on settings here. And we are going to remove it from traditional to Fibonacci. when I will teach Fibonacci tools, because it will reduce on the distance between one area to another. And we're also going to come down here and remove of anti, resistance 5, support 5, resistance 4, support 4, and remain with from resistance 3, support 3, resistance 2, support 2, support 1, resistance 1. And that's how it will look like now. Now I want to explain. Okay. My figures are appearing on the left. You see on the left, that's where I have my numbers. But if you are not comfortable with them appearing on the left, you could decide to tap on settings and then you press your labels on your right. So you see when I press them on the right, what you see on my screen, is that now the labels of the previous lines will be appearing here. That's why me, instead of having my labels this side at the end of the line, I would love to see my labels on the left side. It gives me a better, clear picture, but you can make your own decision. And so I will now press them to the left. Like you see, I will tap on it again, press them to the left, save as default because I don't want it to change. And there we go. Now, here is the key point, and this is the best trading aspect anybody can have. Listen to me very clearly and pay close attention. This indicator has a pivot point. Now, I don't know how I can break it down. But if you went to school, you remember, how this point is the pivot. I don't know how I can break it down to better English. It is the pivot. It is an area that it is in between where the buyers either take over or the sellers take over. It is in between, and it is a very important area. Point one. In most cases, whenever the market closes above the pivot area, when I talk about a close, this is what I mean. A green candle forms above and a red candle closes above. Then you make your entry, expect to make your exit at resistance 1. When resistance 1 is broken and you confirm a breakout, then go in for resistance 2. Once a coin goes above resistance 2, it has entered what we call overbought area. The buyers have overbought. And when you enter trade that is above resistance 2, understand that very, very soon you are going to suffer with the tears of being greedy. You want too much, so you are going to enter what they call concentrated floating loss. Concentrated. I don't say that you will float, but there are more chances of the market reversing, especially once the market goes above resistance 2 there are more chances of the market reversing. Concentrated floating loss. I'm not saying that there is something called concentrated floating loss. Now remember, when we are doing analysis, it is a top-down analysis. Okay? So this is a top-down analysis. First question, before we continue, what is the trend of the market by looking at your naked eyes in the 1 week time frame? Could someone type for me the trend of the market? The trend of the market. Type for me the trend of the market. Identification by your naked eyes. What is the trend of the market? Thank you. We move. Okay. Then you move away from 1 week, then you enter 1 day. It's a top-down analysis. And like I've said, the other side, we were only talking about the pivot point. But if you see candles closing below the pivot point, understand that the market is moving from the pivot, coming down to the support. And once you find a coin that has broken support 1, broken support 2, then here it has entered an area we call oversold. Now, what is the trend of the market in 1 day? What is the trend of the market in 1 day? By looking at your naked eyes, if you could draw marginal lines of maybe support and resistance, what is the trend of the market? By just looking at the chart. What is the trend of the market? By just looking at the chart. What is the trend of the market? Thank you. Thank you, guys. It means you are following very closely. Okay, so we move. We're now going to go to the 4-hour time frame. I'm sorry, guys. I can't close my office simply because I have my favorite son and he's very talkative. So I can't run away from him. When I disappear, he will appear again. So I must just stay here. He will knock the door until I open for him. So bear with me when he interrupts. I have nothing to do. Okay. So, so this is the pivot point. This is resistance. So before you trade, wait for this candle. If it closes above here, before it closes above here, then you can plan to make your entry here and make your exit at that point. But remember, we can still go ahead and grow. Our parallel channel, you find areas of focus. So I'll take that point, this, or I could take this highest point above here. Or I could say I will take this there. And I wait to see the response of the market. So once the market closes below the pivot point, I understand the market is going to go down to support. Once the market closes above the pivot point, I understand the market's going to resistance. Let me give some other, maybe reliable examples. Just a minute, guys. ne kamalirizo wano ngenda kujja toddamu kujja eno mu ofiise bimaliriza ngenda kujja nkulabe oyagala kunywa kayogati tokagala kati oyagala okagala kati ono mumpeere yogati. Guys, I'm sorry, the man cannot give up, but let's continue. So let me find another trade. I will now come down to cryptocurrencies that have moved up a little bit. And here is NIA. It gives a very simple picture in the 4-hour time frame. Could we see this, guys? Give me one in the chat. If you could see the close, candle 1, candle 2, candle 3, then maybe you made your entry from here and you made your exit from here. It closes above, like here, you make your entry here and you make your exit here. Is that hard? Give me one in the chat if it is hard. You just need to be patient. Give me one in the chat. Is it hard or it is easy? Let me know. Is it hard or it is easy? Now, I will combine back this. Then you could see if I remove off Momoade. If I remove off this, you could see it was at support 3. This is a lower low. The candles closed above. You made your entry here, took your profit here, then you waited. Then it closed above here. You entered again. You made your entry here. You made your exit here. Then you waited. Then the day ended. It came above. It closed above here. You made your entry here. You made your exit here. You waited for this candle to close above. Even if it pumps, you waited. It closed above here. You made your entry here and made your exit here. Is that hard or it's easy? Let me know. Give me some answers in the chat. And you could see when I press in this second indicator that we have looked at already, it indicates the lower low, a lower high, no indication here. Then it starts forming lower high, higher high. Can we see that? Then it forms another lower high above here. And then it forms another non-zigzag higher high, which confirms that the market here had changed direction to become an up trend, just an indication. It's not telling you to trade. But when you go to the lower time frame, let me say 30 minutes. Why does my camera want to come in? It doesn't know that. When you go to 30 minutes, you see the market was forming a consolidation at the pivot point. Okay. It was making a consolidation at the pivot point. And when it closed above resistance 1 here, let us interpret. What do these candles indicate? Some answers in the chat. I want to widen them. Let us name these candles. I'll start with this one. What is the name of this candle? A. You could choose what's the name of this candle. B. What is the name of this candle? C. You write C, then you write the name. You write B, then you write the name. What is the name of this candle? D. You write, you could give an interpretation or write the name. Let me see. A, B, C, D. It's like, but it's not easy for new participants. You just needed to attend from start. We have been here for more than a month. C is a doji. Let me see. Please, which type of doji? Which type of a doji is C? Which type of a doji is C? Someone who talked about a doji. Which type of a doji is C? Which type of a doji is C? Someone is saying C is a morning star. Which type of a doji is C? Guys, I have a longer journey. I still have a long journey. I don't know whether I will survive. But this is a dragonfly. Thank you for those who gave in an answer. This is a dragonfly. Okay, in simple terms, what selling pressure is here? On candle 1, candle 2, candle 3, candle 4, candle 5, candle 6, and candle 7. And what common characteristic do all these have? A common characteristic. What type of pressure is this? And what common characteristic? And what common characteristic do they have? If you look at them, what is the common characteristic you see if you look at them? Thank you, it's a buying pressure. They all have one common characteristic. They have long wicks. Am I right? Could we all see the long wicks down here? Could we all see the long wicks? The wicks below are longer than the wicks on top. Could we see the long wicks, guys? Okay. And that signifies continuity, that the buyers are still in. That is important. And so, using those two indicators, it could have helped someone. People usually say, Julius, why don't you continue giving signals? Me, I cannot be on all coins. I cannot monitor all coins. I monitor a few. Okay? I monitor a few. This is Matic. Matic is a little bit slow, but if that candle closes above, then we could see Matic at 0.8400. It has broken the resistance, then it's going to resistance 2. That is Link. We could see Link at 16.2. Which coin is this? This is NEO. It's closing above resistance 2, meaning it's going into the overbought area. Sorry, the overbought area. Okay, this is Aave in the 4-hour time frame. Having formed a bullish, a bearish. Who can see this? What does this mean? Answers in the chat. It has broken our pivot point. The downside. What does this indicate? Some answers in the chat. What does that indicate? Some answers in the chat. The indicator is called pivot points. Some answers in the chat. What does that indicate? Thank you so much. Continuation. Thank you. I love these statements. Because this is, everybody can see it is a selling pressure. But continuation. Continue. I love. This is continuation of the one. It shows you that if you thought the sellers are done, my friend, they are not yet. That's the indication. Thank you so much. What an amazing statement. What an amazing statement from him this morning. This is NEO. This is Chainlink, Matic. I think Ethereum is doing well. And this is the signal we gave. This is the signal. Can we all see that it's above the pivot point? That's one. Can we see that what is this pattern that this coin is trying to form? What chart pattern is being trying to be formed here? Some answers in the chat. What chart pattern It has not yet been fully formed, but what chart pattern is this? Answers in the chart that's being formed around that area. Answers in the chat. Thank you. A morning star. Now I think I've done some good work, guys. I love this. I love this. Now people can interpret, which is so sweet and nice. So if you leave the 4-hour time frame and go to a lower time frame, maybe 30 minutes, there must be more sense. Okay? There must be more sense. More sense. More sense. Can you see that if someone had seen this area, this was forming above the pivot, so it could go to the resistance. Now it is closing above the pivot, closing above the pivot. But there is an indicator, there is a candle that is showing some selling pressure. But it looks like it was a red candle. It opened if the close, because you look at the close of the candle, it closed below. So this is the open and the close. But you see, if this candle closes above here, then we could see the market continue in the upside. We are going to look at more better indicators. These are just sample space. They're not the best in the market. There are so many other indicators, but we start from small indicators as we continue to big indicators. Ladies and gentlemen, having discussed support, resistance, trend indicator, and then support and resistance here, I believe you now have a better picture about the market, and I would love to end here and see you tomorrow. And tomorrow we are now going to go to Bollinger Bands, and we do exponential moving averages and also simple moving averages, because they are also trend indicators. They indicate the trend of the market. So we shall do Bollinger Bands, then we do moving averages tomorrow. Then after doing moving averages and Bollinger Bands tomorrow, then on Friday, we shall go to momentum indicators, where we shall focus so much on the MACD. Then we do the stochastic RSI. Then we do the TSI. And then you could choose your own combination. Then on Friday, before we conclude, we shall give indicators you could add together to give you a best indication of the market. Remember, trading is support and resistance, nothing more and nothing less, ladies and gentlemen. Anybody with a question? Anybody with a question? Anybody with a question? Yesterday, you wanted to talk about injecting. No, it What's your question? What's your question?
Sorry, I'm asking about the name of this indicator, because my network was just have problem. So I want to know the name of this indicator.
It's called pivot points.
Okay,
Pivot point standard. You come from Tanzania, eh?
Yes, yes.
Now someone is asking, how do I know? I know how Tanzanians speak English. So you see, I've been here for so you must be coming from Tanzania.
Of course, yes.
Yes, I know. Me, I know. I've been here for some time. I know. I can differentiate up to 10 to 5 countries. You talked about a coin, but you enter it at current price or preset price. When you are doing your personal analysis, me, I'm here just to teach you. But when you are doing your personal analysis, you make your own decisions. I cannot tell you that enter this coin at current price or enter this coin at preset price. Give me one in the chat if you understand what I'm saying. That here, me, I cannot tell you that when doing technical analysis, enter this coin at current price or enter this coin at preset price. Me, I'm here just to give you knowledge. When to enter and when to exit is your own role. Give me one in the chat if you understand that statement. It is your own decision, okay? Me, I'm here to just give you general knowledge. I will never say enter this coin at this, no. I teach how to analyze the market, you make personal entry. But there is no coin I will say that enter at this price. But if you are still suffering with technical analysis, we also give you indicators. Sorry, we also give you, this was a nice trade. We also give you what? Sorry, guys. Okay. Now, for example, this is a woman. If you want to trade woman, like now, who can tell me the trend of the market? What is the trend of the market? What is the trend of the market, guys? Here. What is the trend of the market? You could see a mixture. I can teach using a phone. I see someone is insisting on a phone. I can teach using a phone. If you have attended my trading classes using my phone, give me a 5 in the chat. If you have been attending my classes when I'm using my phone, give me a 5 in the chat. I can teach using a phone. But I believe when I use a PC, you understand better. Am I right? Let me know. When I use a laptop, you understand better. But I can use a phone. Me, I can analyze my market on my phone. It is more better. You understand more clearer. That's why I use a PC. Me, I believe the PC is a little bit better. Okay. Now, as before I finish, the PC makes it look better, guys. It makes it look better. It gives you, like now, this coin is still ranging and it has not yet decided. So if you want to trade it, can we see this price here? So you could set this as your preset price. Give me a 5 in the chat if you have understood. You go pick this coin and set this as your preset price. Give me a 5 in the chat if you have seen that. It's a price. You say this coin is here. When it comes here, let the robot buy. That is preset price. Let it touch my support. Let the robot buy. Is it clear? Let me know. Is it clear? That's what I wanted. Now, before I close, someone is still asking me about the other token. Okay, let me share my other screen. Please don't go and share links onto the crypto ambassadors groups. Please don't. I will remove you. This is the token. What you do, you tap here on the shake area. And when you tap here on the shake area, there is still time. But when the time will be done, it's still 1 hour, 51 minutes. You tap here on the shake. Then you shake your phone. You shake your phone, and you will be able to make more money. Okay, if you want to invite, you could invite. You click on the button, but this now will be in the next 4 minutes. You invite, you copy the link like I'm doing, and you send to a friend. It's a free token. It's not a big deal. Like I'm going to share with you here. Then you earn tokens. Now someone is asking me, pivot points, does it have settings? The pivot points, not much. Not much. You just change traditional to Fibonacci. That's enough. The link is here. Please don't take this link in the Crypto Ambassadors groups. You take it there, me, I'll remove you. Don't take this. Don't take this. Don't take this link to the Telegram channel. You post, I ban and remove you. Me, I don't have groups for airdrops and those stuffs because there are so many. They cause a lot of confusion. But once in a while, me, I could share any that I feel could be good if I get it from the right source. So here, some few activities. One, you claim your tokens. Farming, where is it not changing? You claim your tokens once they are here and they sit on your wallet. The wallet is down here on asset. And you see, like I said, they plan to list this token in the second quarter of 2024. The token is still new. The mining is still new, and they are actively building the community. So you follow. I don't have any other secret, even me. And you share, because when you share, you increase your mining power. That's all. It's not a big deal. If you don't wish to do it, please do not. I don't want anybody to come to me. I don't want to do it. This is not a must. This is not that I'm here to market anything. If you don't want, leave it. It's not a must. Because I see someone is very tough here in my chat. Do you check after the time is over? Yes. They will show you when you are supposed to shake. Then you